disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me as always, my podcast partners, Joe Hartley and Angel Diaz. What's up, fellas?
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Center Network. On Mondays, you have Raw with Mimi and Lump. Tuesdays, CTE with Chris, Los, and Travis. Wednesdays is us, Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with Gene, Joe, Mike, and Angel. And on Thursdays, you can get the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Center Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Fellas, it's showtime. What's up, guys?
What's up, Gene? How's it going?
All right, man. How's your weekend?
My weekend was busy, but pretty good. I started off, I had a barbecue with the in-laws on Saturday, and I actually had to leave there and go to a surprise party for my best friend, Chewy. We call him Chewy, but his name is Sean. And so it was his 40th birthday. His girlfriend and his mom threw a real nice surprise party for him. He was super shocked to see everybody. He was very emotional about it. It was a great time. And then today I just spent time on the lake with the family. It was a good time.
Sweet, sweet. What about you, Bugs? How's training going?
Training's been going good. On Friday, I got rounds in. I did 30 rounds, which was good. You want to know something, man? I did 30 rounds, and that was I was forced to do 30 rounds because I had to wake up early the next morning. I was trying to do 50, so I just time-wise. What the hell? Just time-wise, I wasn't able to. But and then Saturday, I had like a street carnival in my town, so I was doing a booth from a karate school. I did that all day. I got sunburn on like my forehead. It burns, man, which is weird because I'm Hispanic, so I don't usually burn. But and then today, I had my softball, and that was it, man. So it was today was hot though. Yesterday and today, I don't know about you guys, but it was like 94 over here.
It's 90 over here today.
Yeah, it was hot. That's why I'm wearing this, because it's like hot in the house. It's hot, man.
Okay, all right. So you still have your competition, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's what I do. Man. That's what I do. That's all set. I'm actually probably today and tomorrow. I got to buy the tickets to get over there.
Okay.
I don't know about you guys. I don't know how you guys were when you used to go to tournaments, but I'm like one of the people. I like the plane tickets. The last thing I get.
I've never flown to a tournament. Like I've always just driven. Yeah, I've always just driven. I've never flown to a tournament.
Oh yeah.
I think I've never flown before. My parents were the ones taking me. So I've always drove.
Yeah, so I have a rule. If it's more than a 4-hour drive, I fly. I don't even bother taking.
Oh man, 5 hours ain't nothing. 6 hours ain't nothing. 8 hours ain't nothing.
We used to caravan together as a team, man. So
I'm not a driver person. I don't like being in cars the whole time. So for me, if it's like more than 4, I'll just take the flight. It's all good. Because I know the flight like Washington. When I go to Capitol Classics, which is in Washington D.C., when I go there, it's an hour flight. It's so much, to me, it's so worth it. I'd much rather do that than be in a car for 6. It just drives me nuts.
I hear that. Sure. Sometimes like, I've driven to Washington DC, recently within the last 3 to 4 years. And I don't know, man, it's an 8-hour drive from Detroit, and it's just peaceful. It's peaceful, especially like once you get in Pennsylvania and you're riding through the mountains and everything, man. I don't know, man. It's just peaceful to me. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Plus, I don't like, especially like Chicago. Chicago is only a 4-hour drive from Detroit, and there's no way I would ever fly into Chicago. Never.
If it's 4 hours, I'll drive to Chicago.
Yeah. I would never do. I would never fly to Chicago. I mean, because I don't like flying anyway. And I don't like going through security. I don't like waiting for the plane. I don't like waiting for the plane to take off. I don't like waiting for the plane to land. I don't like shit about flying at all. I don't enjoy it.
This year, I've been on like this crazy streak, which is it's really not nothing to brag about, where like I'm just getting in as they're about to start boarding. And all the plane, every tournament I went to this year that I've had to fly to, I get there as they're about to start boarding. It's nothing to brag about. But
man,
you wake your butt up.
You pushing it, man. Let me tell you a story. Before we get to this movie, let me tell you a story, and it involves my brother. It involves Travis, right? So, back in the day, I can't remember how long ago this was, but I went out to DC. Me and my little cousin, went out to Chicago. Went out to DC to hang out with Trav, and we spent the weekend out there. And when it was time to come back, Trav was gone like all day. And me and my cousin Jessica were just stuck at his apartment. And when he finally came back, like we were pushing it to get to the airport. When we get to the airport, there was so many people. We were in line for like maybe an hour before we got up there, right? To check my bag. And they said, well, the plane is boarding now. So you guys aren't going to make this flight. And I said, why not? They said, well, we can't guarantee that your bag will get to Detroit when you arrive. And I said, well, I don't care if the bag gets there, when the bag gets there. I care about if I get to Detroit. That's what's most important to me. And they were like, no, you can't board. But, so they were like, well, you can be on standby because there are other flights flying to Detroit. Now, this is like 5:00 in the evening at this point, right? So me and my cousin had to wait at the airport. We get there. We see our plane. We're waiting at the gate. And I see, well, there's no chance. They're not letting me on this plane. So I asked them, I said, well, since I'm on standby, where's my bag? They said, well, your bag is on the plane. And I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Excuse me?
You couldn't guarantee that my bag would get to the plane, but you're telling me now it is. And I had to wait. That was ridiculous. My cousin, she snapped. She went off on the TSA agent. At that point, I walked away because I know you can't mess around with those TSA agents. So I just knew it's a wrap. So we just have to wait from 5:00 and wait and watch every single flight leave to see if we can make standby. We never make standby. All of the flights leaving were all booked. So at 12:00 midnight, I have to call Travis, have him come back and get us from the airport, take us back to his apartment. We waited there until 5 a.m. because we had to be back at 6 to see if we can be on standby again for some other flights. It was just the worst experience ever.
This sounds terrible.
Yeah, that was ridiculous, man. So I was pissed. Yeah. I was extremely pissed.
Yeah, man. I just been getting lucky. I've been getting lucky with that, and I've been getting lucky with not missing my flights. I have a bad habit of waking up right as I'm supposed to leave the hotel to get back. So.
So you're doing a Home Alone every time.
So we know what's going to happen when you have kids. We already know what's going to happen. Let's get into the movie. Speaking of Home Alone, let's get into this movie because this had elements of Home Alone.
100%.
We are reviewing The Three Ninjas. Overall, what did you guys think of this movie? This is the first time I've seen it in a long time, like over 20 years. I haven't seen this movie since the 90s, some point in the 90s.
I still remember the whole movie.
I
don't. It's just one of those things that sticks in your head.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely did not like it as much as I thought it was.
That was my feeling also, Boogs. That was my feeling also.
Like I don't know what it was, but we talked about it last week. Like, yo, this is about to be a great one. Like for a kid movie, this is great. And after I got done watching it, I was like, kind of a letdown. Like, wasn't?
Listen, it's a cheesy '90s movie. Okay, it's the same typical cheesy '90s movie. And as martial artists, I think it's like one of those, like a rite of passage. It's just something you got to see.
At one point, I almost messaged you guys and said, I would have much rather watched American Ninja.
I don't know about that.
At one point, I was gonna come this close to saying I'll take American Ninja 2, I think.
Okay.
Nah, to be honest with you, I felt like it was I felt, this doesn't sound bad when I say it, but like watching it, I felt like I got younger. Like I felt like I was like a little kid with like a grown adult mind, and I'm just like, eh. And then they lost me when they started kicking, and I heard like pa, bing, boom. I was like, nah, man, like yo, turn this damn movie off.
Well, that happened at the end of the movie, and I understood why they did that.
Listen, it happened at the end of the movie. No joke. I said it to myself. I said, "You guys almost made it through with an A-, but now I dropped you down to a C."
Here's the elements of the movie that really, like you said, first off, the Home Alone elements, I think they could have done a little better than that. If you're calling a movie Three Ninjas, let's put a little more karate and a little less, antics. Mm-hmm. And then second for me is let's take out the Bill and Ted wannabe, criminals. That to me made the movie just over the top cheesy. And then third, you got this old grandpa, Mr. Miyagi type, and I know that's what they were looking for, who's teaching the ninjutsu. But I mean, he's doing backflips, jumping in trees and stuff. Come on.
Listen,
Mr. Miyagi at least kept it simple.
Let me tell you something. I've never looked at a stunt double so hard before in my life. I swear to God. When he would do his flips, he was 30 pounds lighter. It made no sense to me. I was like, what is going on here?
Well, they even put like a pillow or something in his gi.
Exactly.
They could have gotten a stunt double who looked similar to this man, because that guy, that stunt double looked bad.
He looked like he was my size. He was just flipping. I was like,
because he probably was some 20-year-old kid doing all those flips.
I was like, this is like when I saw that again. That's when I saw it, and I was like, oh, this is. I would have much rather just remember it the way I did. But I will say this: my favorite part of the movie, and this will still forever be my favorite part, is I always wanted in my karate school the light up dummy. I've always wanted the dummy.
Really?
I feel like that is dope. I want to know if I can kill a man if I punch him in the heart.
And I'm surprised. I'm surprised that something like that wasn't released like around the time this movie was.
Yeah,
they probably would have sold in every. They would probably be like the Bob for everybody, every karate school.
Oh, why?
You can barely. I'm saying you can barely go to a karate school right now and not see Bob, right?
I hate Bob.
Everyone hates Bob, but you love to punch his face.
No, I don't.
I love punching Bob in the face.
I would rather punch a punching bag than that dummy.
Why do you hate Bob?
I just told you. I would rather. I don't like it. I think it's a stupid invention. I think it's dumb. I would rather punch a regular punching bag. I mean, do you think boxers are training with Bob?
Yeah, yes. They do, actually.
They are. I've never seen that. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you do that?
That's it. You know what, Angel? We're ordering a Bob, and I'm sending 2 of them to Jump Kick Studios. Right?
That shit is gonna stay in the box right on my porch. And the lady that's riding around Detroit, the lady that's riding around in the U-Haul, snatching packages off of the porch, she can take Bob and she can flip Bob on eBay for all I care. Shit.
Hey, let me tell you something. Travis, we just lost our sponsorship if we had one with Century. That's not bad.
Oh shit. Century makes Bob. Damn, my cousins are ambassadors for them, so let's scratch that shit. Let's scratch that.
We just lost that, man. Y'all just
well,
we just
killed 2/3 of Fist Kicks and Flicks loves Bob.
Nah, for real. I don't like Bob. I don't like that thing, man. I don't like punching it. I don't like it at all. I don't know what it is about it, man. I don't know. I just don't like it. Maybe if it was in a fighting stance, maybe I don't know, man. I just don't like it.
You know, they have a Bob now that he has the face, but then the rest of it is like a thing so you could throw him to do judo throws.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay, I don't mind that. I don't mind that because I like working with, like when I used to roll. I did like working with that when you didn't have a partner, if it was an odd number, or just to practice some different. I almost said grapples. I almost said grapples, Travis. When you want to practice different arm locks or leg locks, I did like practicing on those dummies.
Yeah, so they have one with the Bob face. But I will tell you this, man. I have 3 Bobs, and I have a little Bobby also.
What's a little Bobby?
Little Bobby is for the little kid.
Oh, okay.
I got it. I knew exactly what it meant. That's why I just
my son would love to hit that.
Hey, listen, because you got Bully Bob, and then you got Little Bobby, and then he's like the little bully, and yeah.
Was that really his name? Is that what they called it when they came? Like Bobby, Little Bobby?
Yeah, that's the name that was on the box. It's Little Bobby.
Okay, so let's talk about the ninja training for the 3 ninjas. So it starts off we see their ninja training. What did you guys think of this ninja training?
I thought that was good, man.
It was good.
I think out of all the movies, that was the one that had like the best ninja training.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. I would say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. It was okay. What was weird to me, I get the grandfather giving the boys ninja names. I get that, right? But what I don't get is them taking that name into the world and wanting everyone to call them by the ninja names.
They were proud. Let them be happy.
I felt the same way.
They were proud.
They would have got a lot more flack for that than what they got.
Yeah, they would have. They would have got teased. Like, can you imagine going to 100%. School? Can you imagine going to school and telling someone like, "Call me Tum Tum"? No, you would have got. The kids probably would have got beat up because they wouldn't have been able to handle them. But I wouldn't have wanted that.
About it, Rocky and Colt are more like those could be names of real people. They could be nicknames. Okay, I can give you that. But Rocky and Colt,
but who really goes around telling people? Like, do you really do that? Go around telling people like your nickname to people? Do you really do that?
Listen. Here goes a perfect example. You have someone named Bailey Murphy. His name is not even Bailey. His name is Warren.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I know that. So where
did Bailey come from?
Because that's like his middle name, and that's what everyone calls him.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is this though, like when he's at school, they don't say Bailey Murphy, they say Warren Murphy.
Right.
To us, we just say that's Bailey. So I'm
gonna tell you right now, nicknames. Once someone gives you a nickname, at least when I went to school, like a lot of them stick. Because the one I was just talking about at the beginning, his name is Sean, my best friend. Mm-hmm. I did not know his real name for almost a month because the teachers called him Chewy. Everybody in the class called him Chewy. I literally would call his house and his mom would pick up the phone and I'd say, "Is Chewy there?" And she said, "Who are you talking about?" So I had to learn from his mom and from like other people, like, oh, his name is really Sean.
Well, Joe, you and I were just speaking a couple weeks ago, and you just asked me what was Burger's real name. And you've known Burger since you started coming around. Yeah. So for 25 years, you didn't know his real name was Antoine.
I did know it, but I forgot it.
Okay.
I just remember him as Burger.
Okay. Here you go. If we're going to talk about nicknames, I did not know what Ski's real name was for a long time.
Oh, it's still Ski. Just got to add the fur and at the end.
I didn't know that's like his official name.
No, I met him as Askia before I met him as Ski. So.
I thought his name was just Ski.
Yeah. Back to the movie. So the nicknames were interesting. And like you said, Angel, Rocky and Colt, I could see those being nicknames that'll stick. But I still couldn't. I would not see myself if that was one of my nicknames. If I introduced myself, like even now, when I introduce myself to a person, I never say my name is Gene. I never say it. I always say my name is Eugene every time I introduce myself. And then over time, people get rid of the EU part and just say Gene. And I don't tell them to do it. They just do it on their own, or sometimes somebody will just say G. All right, cool. But like I would never just walk around just saying like, this is just call me this. Like my son Champ, his name is Braylon. I call him Champ. Some of my friends call him Champ, but I don't know if like growing up, if he will ever, introduce himself as Champ. Like I could see him saying like, my name is Braylon. And
I hope he says my name is Champ. That's amazing. Ain't no one gonna mess with him then. They're gonna say, well, he's a champ.
I don't know. I just don't know if he would do that. I don't know. I really don't know too many people. Like I don't really know too many people who have nicknames like that will introduce themselves like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think too many people introduce themselves. I think if someone gives you a nickname and you like it, and they're not making fun of you, then you probably keep that nickname.
Or he would say, "My name is Braylon, but everybody call me Champ." Like that, I get that, Yep. But when they got their nicknames, when they went home, they just went ahead and just got rid of their regular names, and they said, "I'm Rocky, I'm Colt, I'm Tum Tum now."
They're probably mad at the father. He's over there calling him Jeffrey. My name is not Jeffrey no more. You never know. He's probably felt like, nah, man, like I'm a ninja now. You don't mess with me.
So they're training with the grandfather, and then their grandfather has a visitor. And it's Snyder. Now, Snyder was the grandfather's student, but I think he also said he was a business partner, right?
He was a business partner with Terry Silver.
Yeah, he was Terry Silver. He was Terry Silver.
They both do something with John Kreese in the background.
I think they had a karate school together is what I got from it.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask. Like, what was their business? Because I don't think they explained it. If they did, I missed it.
No, I don't think they did either.
Okay. And he comes because he wants two things. Number one, he wants the grandfather to train his ninjas, and I can understand why, because those guys were horrible.
Oh, they were sorry.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. My biggest problem with the whole entire movie is you can't summon you're a ninja and then you pull out a gun. That completely defeats
100%.
And then don't use the guns. They never use the guns.
The whole entire time, I was like, you call yourself a ninja, and then you pull out a gun? Oh, man, just take off
You know what else? What is with these 90s movies with all these gangster? Okay, Snyder is supposed to be a gangster, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's walking around with ninjas, with guns.
Listen.
There's nothing gangster about that. That's not mob. That's not gangster. That's silly.
At that time, let me tell you something. At that time, at that time, Bruce Lee was big. To me, when I think of a ninja, like an actual ninja, I think of someone like the grandpa who's sneaking around the ship, or Pray for Death. They're sneaking up behind you. Not you snap your finger and 12 ninjas drop from the sky, or everywhere you go, they're loading a boat with missiles and there's ninja everywhere. It's like, no, ninjas are supposed to be in the shadows, not bodyguards. Those are gangster thug bodyguards. They're not. That's not what a ninja is. That's true.
Yeah, because if you really think about it, if you stick to the definition of what a ninja is, like Snyder should have been able to send 2 or 3 ninjas to kidnap the boys instead of hiring those idiots.
Exactly.
To do
exactly.
it.
100%.
When those dudes got introduced, I thought I was watching Wayne's World.
Yes, exactly. But that was the culture back then, so I get it, And also, what Snyder wants from the grandfather, he wants the grandfather to get Snyder to back off because he's trying to do some type of arms deal and selling some missile. Was it a missile he was trying to sell?
Yeah, he kept saying missiles.
Yes, okay. But the FBI were coming in. The boy's father works for the FBI, and he's getting too close for Snyder. Snyder wants him to back off of him. All right. So then but the grandfather doesn't want anything to do with Snyder. And they had a little fight. The ninjas against the grandfather, and we talked about the stunt double that was absolutely ridiculous. And then also the boys got into it also. The grandfather told them to wait on the porch, but they got involved in the fight. And that kind of took me out of the movie because just like the boys, these ninjas, these are grown men who have been trained to fight. And they evidently they have some type of skills. Like they should have been able to knock the kids around. Like I was telling you earlier, Joe. Like I sparred with my kids, my students on Thursday, and they can't hurt me. They were kicking and punching me as hard as they could, and they couldn't push me back at all. So I didn't understand how these little kids were hurting these grown men.
Grown men with swords, by the way. The katana blades.
Listen, that's why the grandfather had them hit pressure points. If you hit a pressure point the right way, it makes a difference. Yeah,
but at that point in time, they weren't using it. And they didn't use that pressure point to the very, very end of the movie also.
Well, let me tell you something. I don't know about you guys. I mean, I honestly don't know if this has ever happened to you guys. I'm going to hope it doesn't. But I'm going to tell you, there was twice that my dad has told me or my brother he was sparring with us and he had like that same thought, like we couldn't do nothing. And we would like slip and throw a really hard punch And we knew if we hit him hard or if it did something, because he would punch us so hard back and we would start to cry. But like in all seriousness, like my brother the same way when I was younger, like if he thought like, oh, he's not gonna hurt me, but if I caught him good, he'll like give me he wouldn't hit me crazy hard, but he'll give me a little something back to make me like chill out. So you never know, man. Like maybe they just had like a good shot, they were wearing shoes. That makes a difference.
Yeah, but they had like stuff covering their faces. The one guy had goggles on. I mean, he was all right.
It's a few of the ninjas had goggles on. I noticed that also.
I bet you Jeff knew some of them.
The dad is an FBI agent. He is trying to actually bring down Snyder, and there is an undercover sting that goes wrong, and that's why Snyder goes to the grandfather and asks him to have the FBI back off of him for these missiles. So I don't know, man. The kids eventually, so they're spending the whole summer with their grandfather learning ninjutsu. The dad doesn't really care for it. Did they say why the dad didn't like it? I know later on at the end of the movie, he said that he felt that they could get hurt.
That would be my guess.
I thought it was just because he thought it was a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
That's a possibility also. I mean, it could be both. It could be both reasons.
He didn't say that, but he came close to like leading. He was like, why have them do all this crazy stuff? It's going to mess up their minds or something. I thought he just thought it was just like BS. And like, I feel like he thought it was? I feel like he thought it was like a summer camp activity. And that's all it was to them.
Yeah.
When it wasn't. So, yeah.
Yeah, and they came home, and you would have thought that the dad would have been happy to see him, but he kind of brushed them off when they came home.
He's focused on work.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. When I saw that, I wanted to punch him right in his chest.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't care, man. Like I'm always happy when I see my son, and
of course.
Those boys were gone all summer. They've been with their grandfather, so you would have thought like he would have given him a big hug, like, "Hey, boys, how you doing?" But he was just so focused on his work, like he didn't really give them any type of attention at all. And I mean, they were hurt by it also, especially Colt. He was really hurt.
Yeah, Jeffrey. Call him Jeffrey. He doesn't like to be he was hurt though, and he took it to heart, like as if like I felt like that was a time when I was like, man, like you could almost like feel the sadness from him. Like
you could.
He's a bit of a hothead too, so.
Yeah, and that's another thing. This, I mean, besides Home Alone, The Karate Kid, these boys were the Ninja Turtles. Yep. This was Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Raphael all day.
Yep, 100%. What does that make the grandpa, Donatello or Splinter?
Splinter. There was no Donatello.
What about Emily? Maybe Emily was Donatello.
I don't know. She was April. April.
She's a terrible April.
I just noticed that kid, the bully in the movie.
Oh boy.
The real tall one. I realized.
Not him.
No. He was the one that was in the baseball Three Ninjas also.
Oh man, there you go with that.
No. Like in this series, the one where they play baseball and then they come back.
I don't remember it. No, those other two movies that they did. I'm not even counting that Hulk Hogan crap. But the other two movies that they did, I only saw them one time when they first came out, and I did not like them at all. And I never went back and rewatched them at all. I think I had a problem with the original characters not all being back together. I don't remember about the fourth one, but I know the second movie, the older brother Rocky was different. And I think
different.
Yeah, he was way different. They didn't even try and get anybody else close to being him. And then in the third movie, I think Colt was different, and I think the original Rocky came back. And I don't know, man. I just really didn't like those movies, man.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he was the same one later on.
Okay, I don't know. In the fourth one, were they all back? All of the original ones, were they back?
No. The fourth one was Hulk Hogan.
No, but about the boys, but.
Oh no. The only one they brought back was that kid. It was just that one. That was it.
Which one? Which kid?
The big one, the real tall one.
Oh, okay.
That was the only one they brought back in terms of like a villain. If you had.
Okay. But none of the three ninjas were the same. Okay.
No.
Okay, I got you. But I would guess. I guess those boys actually got older and they got bigger, so they probably had to be recast.
Okay.
Snyder is training, and he's trying to come up with a way to get the FBI off his back, and then he decides, okay, well, we're going to kidnap the boys, and then that'll make the FBI have to pull back and leave us alone. And his assistant Brown says, well, I have a nephew who has some friends, and they can do things like this. Now, these guys, what was that? That you, Bugs?
No.
Okay, you good? You good over there? Anyway, the boys, these guys that they hired to come, these guys are idiots.
Stupid.
Like Bugs said earlier, they are Wayne's World characters. That's what these guys are.
Here's the thing that kills me about that though. So the what'd you call the assistant, Brown?
Brown, yeah.
Terry Silver, or whatever his name is, Snuck, said basically your life depends on this going well, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this is who you hire. This is who you hire. You're dead. You're done. You should be killed.
Yep.
Stupid.
And these guys fail at their job
more than once.
So I wonder, were they killed? Do you think they were killed?
Nah.
Should have been.
You don't think? How come you don't think so?
Because you want to know why, man? When he talked to them on the phone and he heard their voice, he should have instantly had them assassinated.
by who? His dumbass ninjas?
That's when I would have said, go use the gun. Make it look like this was an American style murder, not a Japanese murder. That's why I say I just don't. I feel like they just never got paid. They never got anything out of it.
Yeah, because he told them. He said, like, don't fail or you're dead. He told them this, and they do fail. They don't do what they were supposed to do. But we'll get to that in a little bit. The boys are getting ready to go to school. They're about to start back school. Rocky has a girlfriend, Emily.
He doesn't really have a girlfriend.
You don't think so?
That's his girlfriend.
I think it's his girlfriend.
It's not his girlfriend because
that was every much his girlfriend.
No, listen. I'm gonna tell you that, man.
They were seeing each other at the very least.
If some man takes her bike and you don't go get it back the right way, and you try to play basketball and lose, that's not your girlfriend, man. You just made yourself look like an ass. Just leave.
And that was never resolved in this movie.
Like I was like,
what do you mean it was never resolved? They won.
What are you talking about?
They won the basketball game.
What basketball game?
What?
What do you mean? I thought they won the basketball game.
No, they lost.
This is what Jeff Doss was talking about. What?
What are you talking about? I thought they won.
No.
Yo, Jeff, if you're listening to this, Joe saw the wrong cut.
You saw the international version. So there's two versions of the movie. There's the American release, and then there's the international version. In the international version, there are things that happen that were cut out of the American version of the movie. So the theatrical release that me and Angel saw, they lost the game.
They lost.
They lost. They didn't win.
Oh, and I do remember that now. They did lose.
Yeah. So they were playing. So what happened was, they're riding to school. Bullies. The boys start showing off on their bicycles, and they get separated from Emily. Emily comes across these bullies, and they decide to take her bike, and she screams out for help. And then Rocky and Colt and Tum Tum show up to help her. Later on in school, they see the guys at school. They want Emily's bike back. They challenge the guys to a basketball contest, and then I absolutely hate this basketball contest.
No, this kid dunked.
It's ridiculous. And he dunked from the free throw line, and he's flying through the air. And
you look like Michael Jordan from Space Jam.
He did.
That was ninja power.
Okay, so
ninja power.
They said we're gonna play the 10.
He made a behind the back shot. Just did it as if like he was Curry.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. I didn't like any of that. So they spotted. They're going to play the 10. They spot the guy's 9 points, and they have 0. So they're just constantly. They score 9 straight points, and they're doing all of these ridiculous things, scoring. And then on the last play, Colt gets hip check and he falls, and then the boys get the ball. The bullies get the ball, and they score and they win. And not only did they win, they keep Emily's bike. I think they win somebody else's bike also. Colts. Okay. And then they walk off with the bike. That was never resolved in the American version of the movie.
But it was resolved in the other one.
Well, I never saw it. I don't know what happened.
They get into an actual fight.
So
they get beat up.
Okay, so Gene, at the end of the movie, they see the boys, and then they actually went and fought them.
Really?
Yeah, and so you know how they're trying to be passive aggressive?
Yeah.
Finally, Rocky was like, "That's it. Like now, we're just gonna go and have to put some hands."
You know what's funny about that? I treated this movie like a Marvel movie because I was like, at the end of the movie, I said, "Wait a minute, they did not resolve the issue with the bite." So I'm waiting. I'm watching the credits, waiting for a post-credit scene, and then I fast forward to the very, very end to see was there an end credit scene. I'm like, no, what the hell? This is it.
Where did you guys watch it? Because I do remember the stuff you're talking about, and I didn't see. I saw it on YouTube.
I saw this on YouTube also.
I watched the wrong one then.
I saw mine on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
They wanted me to rent it on Amazon Prime.
Listen, again, I have to rent a lot of the movies that we watch, so
I wasn't renting that one. I was going to waste.
Listen, remember how I told you the other day, Gene? I spent $3.99 on that movie. That movie's getting finished. There's no way it's not getting finished. But no, the crazy thing was, man, Gene, now that you said that, you said something that I thought was I wanted to bring this up. What did you say happened to Colt on the last play?
He got hip checked.
Okay. When I watched that, I was like, that's a foul.
It was a foul. Yeah, it was a foul.
It was a foul.
You're never going to call that.
Then I had to take a step back, and I said, okay, but we're in the 90s.
Oh, no, man. I play basketball. We got fouls in the backyard all the time.
This was 1994, to be exact. I was like, they ain't calling that. Isaiah Thomas is going to look the other way and just keep running. I was like, so when I saw that, I was like, yo, man, Rodman would be proud.
Yeah, man. So, I was expecting, but only reason why I know that, Joe, is because I looked on Wikipedia. Yeah. Now, I remember Joe, and I think when I was talking with Chris Walker also, I think he also mentioned that I think it was him that also said that he saw the international version also. If I'm wrong, Chris, let me know. But I thought you had mentioned that also.
I know Jeff.
Yeah, I know Jeff. Yeah, I know Jeff did also.
Jeff was saying that it's different from the 4 box set that he has. Yo, man, I bet you Jeff got the collector's edition for every single karate movie out.
Oh yeah, I'm quite sure his basement or living room or somewhere looks like Blockbuster. I'm quite sure he just has shelves and shelves and shelves of movies, books, karate encyclopedias, all types of things, dictionaries. He got that book. That one book, Karate for Dummies. I'm quite sure he got that. I'm quite sure he got another book, Everything You Want to Know About Martial Arts. Like Jeff has everything. He has to. In order to have all the information that he has to have everything.
I swear to God, man, nothing beats when they made that meme of Doctor Strange with Jeff's face on it. That was hilarious to me, man.
I missed that. I didn't see that. Yeah, I missed that.
They made a meme of Jeff Dawson's face on Doctor Strange's body.
On whose body? Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange's body. They said the only way Jeff Doss is able to remember something from 1970.
Who did that mean? Who did that mean?
I was like, yo. This is gonna sound messed up, but when I saw it, a part of me was like, yo, that makes complete sense now.
Oh, yeah. He got the time stone. He's sitting there doing looking at all the. I got you. Now we know your tricks, Jeff. Okay. All right, Jeff. back to the movie. Okay, so man, it's interesting, Joe, that both of us saw this movie on YouTube and we saw both different versions.
Yeah, and I saw the one that Joe saw on Amazon Prime. They at the end they fought the guys on the bikes.
Yeah.
Did when they fought the boys on the bikes for the bikes? Was the school around? Was it a crowd?
No, it was
on the street.
Oh, that's whack. That's whack. You got to get an audience if you gonna beat these guys.
No, the only audience was Emily.
Yeah. Now that we're talking about that, isn't that crazy how when they said we'll play you in basketball, all the kids were like, fight. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Basketball, we didn't say no fight yet. Craziness.
All right. So they end up losing the game. Now, at the same time, they are being followed. The dummies are following them. And the dummies aren't paying attention to the road. And they're looking at the boys on the bike. And they end up ramming into a police car. And I thought, all right, well, wouldn't they be arrested right here?
You're talking. Little kids.
You know, I mean, well, the police wouldn't know they're doing that, but they don't seem like they would be smart enough to
the
fool
police
a
probably
police
talked
officer.
to him. The police probably talked to him for a couple of minutes. Was like, no, it's not even worth it. They're too dumb.
I mean, they don't even seem like the type of people. Like they seem like they would have had their guns like on the dashboard or something, you know, in the cup holder. You know,
You're not lying.
the grandfather is sneaking around and he finds out where Snyder is. Snyder has a hideout on the docks. He has a ship there, and I guess he's going to do a deal there for his missiles. The mom and dad are going out for the night, and there is a babysitter who is going to come and watch the boys. This lady, she shows up at the house with rollers in her hair. Like, come on now. Like, they could have did a better job with.
That's typical.
I know they were trying to be funny.
90s babysitter crap.
Yeah.
Old lady with rollers.
Who has an attitude? Yeah, mean. Has an attitude.
Yeah, probably foreign.
Why would you even?
Stupid.
Why would you even want a mean person to be watching your kids?
That's the thing. Like, who is this lady? Did you just find her on? I don't even know. Did you find her in the Yellow Pages or something? Like, it was so weird.
That needs to be a shirt right there for Jeff. That needs to be a shirt.
You gotta send that in the chat.
Oh, I am.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, usually, if you have someone babysitting your kids, it's someone you know. It's a neighbor. It's not some random Mrs. Doubtfire looking lady from the Yellow Pages.
No, that's what I thought she was. And I said, "Dear Robin Williams made a this is crazy."
What did you guys think of Rocky and Emily's telephone?
It wouldn't have worked as well as they were trying to say that worked.
It wouldn't have worked. Period. It was just a can. It was just a can.
Like, there's what was connecting it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. They might as well just been screaming out the window at each other. Yeah, they might as well. I mean, because his bed was right there at the window, and when he would talk to her, you would see him lift up the shade, you know, and look out the window. So, and it's like, I mean, his brothers could hear what was being said. Also, you know, it was no secret.
Nope.
Did you ever try make one of those, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, you can get them to work, but you can't be that far away from each other.
Well, I mean, I'm not even about to get into it. You about to take me somewhere else. Because I never did that. I never had a can telephone. I don't understand. Like,
we never did that. I don't think I did a can. I think it was like red Solo cup with some string.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how ours was.
All right. So I just wanted you guys' opinion on that, because that's going to come into a factor later on in the movie.
Oh yeah.
That is wild.
So the dummies return. The very first night they came to kidnap the boys, they couldn't do it because a bunch of FBI agents were there at the house. So they see them, they left. That's when they end up calling Brown and telling him, and Brown told them, like, look, you better get it done or else you guys are going to die. So they pretty much had no choice but to kidnap these kids. So the next night they come back. This time they're going to get a disguise. So they rob a pizza man and take his pizza and take his uniform. They go to the house. They ring the doorbell. The nanny opens the door, and they just push the pizza in her face and stuff her in the closet and leave her in the closet.
She didn't resist or nothing. She just was like,
she didn't scream. She didn't do anything.
And Cole just sat there and watched it.
Yeah. Yeah, because he went back upstairs. I mean, he goes back upstairs. He tells his brothers what's going on.
I got some good news and I got some bad news.
Yeah. And they have guns also. These guys, they have like 6-shooters. The dad had one of those. The dad had one of those also.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, man. Like, as a little kid, I thought I was like pretty badass and I could like beat anyone. But if I heard someone had a gun at like their age, I would have been like, "Yo, man, just take."
I would have been scared.
Bro, I would have been like, just take the Spider-Man toy. Like, it's fine. Like, don't even, like, honestly, I have 5 others. It's fine. Like, I would have been so afraid.
Listen, okay, in reality, one of two things should have happened. Like Rocky suggested, they should have got a hold of Emily, called 911. Or they could have climbed out that window. They're ninja. They could have just climbed out the window.
I never even thought about that.
Climb out the window, go get help. That's reality. But this is a movie, so we're going to play Home Alone.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
We're going to play Home Alone 3 Ninja style, basically.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
But from watching that, it made me think, man, if someone broke into my house, I could hide in the closet, sneak up on them, cut their legs. I used to think I could do something. I'm not gonna lie to you, I really did.
I believe it.
I listen. I honestly, I used to. Like I told you guys, I'm weird. I used to be like, please let someone break in today, please, please.
Always, that was just your thing, huh? You were just ready to try your skills, huh?
And we be reading about Angel in the news.
to be honest with you, for some reason as a kid, I just wanted to just say like, yeah, save someone's life. That's all I wanted to say. I saw too many like Power Ranger movies and all that. Like, I just save someone's life.
So these guys, when they come in, they don't immediately go to get the kids either.
No,
they eat pizza. They eat the other pizza that they have, and then they come upstairs to go get the kids, and the kids are ready for them, and that's when they start the Home Alone stuff. All of the different tricks that they're doing. I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all. It was just too hokey for me.
Very, extremely.
Yeah. And once again, like, I can understand them beating these guys up. This makes more sense than the ninjas to me, beating these guys up.
Yeah.
What I did not like also was the pop scene. I didn't like that part. Yeah. Because if you put anything in a drink, it's automatically going to change the taste of the drink. Like, I know, like, when I have my protein shakes in the morning, like, it's different drinking a smoothie without the protein in it. It tastes different. So if somebody pours some laxative in,
but they just took the pepper bomb to the face, so they were trying to get like that peppery, gross, spicy feeling out of their face and out of their mouth.
That could be a possibility.
And they were just stupid.
They were.
So
they were. Yeah, but I really didn't like anything that happened in the scene. And they eventually beat these guys up. They give two of the guys end up drinking a laxative. The other guy, they almost killed him. They had the rope wrapped around his neck and had him hanging from almost like the
He should have at least passed out at the very least.
Yeah, because it was a while before
he was hanging there for a while.
Yeah, before his friends came back to check on him. So he most definitely should have been passed out. And then they rescued the nanny. She was in the closet. Well, actually, let me go back. Let me step back a little bit. The idiots, they get on Rocky's phone and they call Emily and they disguise her voice. They disguise their voice. If realistically, she should have thought that was Tum Tum and Colt playing around, and she should not have come over because Tum Tum was playing around on that little telephone earlier. And, she was asleep. She was in bed, and he said, it's important. And she came over and that's when they got her also, but they didn't have her long. They couldn't do anything with her. The fellas, pretty much beat them up. And then the laxative started to take effect in two of those guys also. And they end up having to go to the bathroom and handle their business. Mm-hmm. And this has left the last guy.
And I don't care what's going on. I'm not fighting you in the toilet.
Well, Colt he got ready to leave. But, he decided to finish that guy off. And then that's when Brown showed up, and the other guy, I think his name was Rushmore, he showed up. And we didn't see what happened, but we know that they took him away. So this is what I was wondering. I was wondering if that was when they also took the idiots away, because we never see them again after this part of the movie. We don't see them anymore. So I was wondering, like, okay, Brown said, okay, well, you guys failed at your mission, you're dead. Number one. Number two, why did they even show up? Because
they should have said sent Fat Tanaka or whatever his name is before.
Yeah, exactly. Because the reason why Snyder had said earlier in the movie, he said the FBI are watching us, so we can't go get the boys. We can't do anything. We have to send someone else who's not associated with us to go get them. So that's why I was wondering, like, when Brown and Rushmore showed up, I was wondering, like, why would they show up? They already explained this early in the movie why they could not go get the boys. So why did they show up? That was, I don't know, a plot hole.
It's taking too long.
Who? The guys, the idiots.
The Three Stooges.
They were taking too long. Fine, we got to go. Oh, then Snyder really would have been mad then. I hired these guys to go do something. They can't do it. Now I have to come out and do it myself. Oh, yeah, they got to go. These guys are probably dead.
Do you know what? The world's better off for it.
So the boys get captured. The next thing we see, there are FBI and police agents all around the house. The mom and dad have come back home. They have found out that the boys have been kidnapped. Emily shows up and she has the notes from Brown, and she pretty much the note pretty much says that Snyder has the boys, and he wants the FBI to back up off of him. Same stuff he's been saying.
Yep.
And the dad doesn't know what to do. The mom doesn't know what to do. And then all of a sudden, out of the smoky darkness, here comes the grandfather in his ninja outfit.
Again, in real life, you have to be someone in the FBI would have got trigger happy. You see a guy with a sword in a ninja outfit,
they would have lit his ass up.
Grandpa would have been dead. There's no way one of those guys, they're on edge.
You know what?
Somebody would have got trigger happy. Like,
you are 100% right, because at this point in time, they don't know what's going on. All they know is the boys have been kidnapped. That's all they know. And as soon as they see, they don't know who he is from a distance.
Oh, and it was there was a huge delay before the mom was like, "Oh, that's my dad." There was like a huge. There was plenty of time for someone to go, "Oh shit, a ninja!" Boom. Like, I'm sorry, you've been surveilling. Wait, you've been surveilling Snyder the whole time and all his ninjas. So how did you know that wasn't one of his ninjas?
You're right.
I'm sorry. Grandpa would have been dead. It would have been tragic, but Grandpa would have been dead.
He would have been chalk outlined, right on the ground.
Sorry, old man. You should have announced yourself before. And you should have snuck in better.
So he comes over. He says, "Well, Snyder is at the docks. He's at Pier or whatever. I think he's at Pier 6. And I'm going to go get him." And the dad even said that he knew because the FBI had been following him.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, like, did they not trust the grandfather, or what was going on with that? Why were they following him? And how can you follow a ninja?
Exactly.
And if you can follow the grandfather, you can follow Snyder.
Should be able to. But the grandfather wasn't really being very ninja-like when he was following. He was being more like sleuthy.
He's 90 years old or whatever he was,
I don't think he was 90. I think he was
How old was the Angel?
He had to be like 70, 75 by the way that
he was young enough to do 25 handsprings.
So they know where he is. So he said he's going to go get the boys. Now we see the boys, they're locked up.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Go. You know what's crazy? In almost every single Three Ninjas movie, there's always something that involves the boys getting locked up somewhere.
Oh yeah? Oh really? Okay. Like I said, I don't remember 2 and 3. I have no recollection.
I don't remember them either.
It's almost as if like they follow the same storyline and just change the setting.
Okay. I like how that was smart how they got out. Having Rocky taking the telephone, calling the operator, telling him to call back, pretending that he is one of the ninjas and he wants to test the line. When the line rings, he tells the ninja that's guarding the door that the phone was for him, and then they take that guy out. He was an idiot. And
There's a lot of idiots in this movie.
Yes. And I like the fact that these guys, the kids start grabbing pipes and stuff. I like that because now they have a reason to knock a ninja out now. You hit a ninja with a pipe. I don't care. You hit anybody with a pipe, they're going to go down.
Gene reverting back to those baseball bat days.
I remember this back in the old day. He was giving one real good little swing and he'll go down.
Like 3 ninjas, let's get real.
They messed up. They messed up a good part, man, because when the boys were going around that ship beating up all these different ninjas, there's a scene where there's one ninja who looked like a badass.
Yeah.
This guy looks like he would have been in one of those old 70s martial arts movies. They turn a corner or something. He's standing there. He has the sword stuck out. His head's dropped to the side. You hear him laugh, but you don't see his mouth move. Yep. And it's it's just like a echoey laugh. And
like the Crow.
Yeah, yeah. And they turned that situation into a joke. I was disappointed. Like I thought that guy was going to be a badass, and he was just. I don't know. He was just, joke. I'm quite sure kids would love it. I'm quite sure I liked it when I was little, but as an adult, that scene didn't really do it for me, But the next scene that I'm going to talk about is when it's the boys against the ninjas. This was my favorite scene. I like the martial arts choreography that they had. It looked a little bit more realistic. Just the moves that they were doing, the punches and the kicks. I even like the flips that they were doing.
To me, if we would have had more of that and less of the antics, I think it would have made for a better movie, at least from the martial arts standpoint.
Yeah. So when they beat up all of the ninjas and they think that they're done and they're getting ready to leave, and they walk I don't know, was it a curtain or behind a wall or something, and then we see them coming back and we see Rushmore. Rushmore is back, and he's a big guy. They decide to get him. They start punching and kicking at him. They're not hurting him at all. He's taking all of their blows. And then that's when they see the grandfather. He's up in the rafters. He tells them to remember the dummy. Light up the eyes.
Light up the eyes, boys.
And then they start punching him and hitting him in his pressure point. And they hurt him. They beat him up. They get rid of him. They knock him out. And that's what Angel was talking about. And we start hearing the dings from earlier when they were kicking the dummy earlier in the movie.
Was that realistic enough for you?
Seeing how they are trained martial artists, And I mean, it's a possibility. It's a possibility.
I feel like, yeah. I mean, thinking about.
It's pressure points. It's I feel
like the reason why I say yeah, because I'm thinking about like looking at some of the spots where they were told to hit, like the growing and all that. It don't matter how old you are. Good shot.
Yeah.
That's putting you down.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do.
Well, it's basically the groin, the solar plex, like right in that soft spot in your like neck, almost like the Adam's apple. That is gonna hurt. And then I don't really know the ones like under the armpit. Like I guess the ribs, maybe the top of the ribs or something like that. I never.
So there's a pressure point inside your armpit. Yo, if you hit that, it feels like you got hit in the genital.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think
it's that sensitive. Yeah, no, it's sensitive.
So that's what Daniel did to Chosen, or Chosen did to Daniel and Cobra Kai, huh?
Maybe we should look into that. Let's compare the two.
Because when you punch, you're supposed to punch with like one knuckle out for that specific area. When it goes in, it's supposed to it's like gonna disable you like instantly. So that's why I say like I feel like that was the most realistic fight scene. If we're gonna talk about like a kid beating up an adult, like if you're hitting a pressure point, you hit it right, it's gonna hurt like hell.
Yeah.
I feel like for them though, their only way to be to be successful was to use their shoes. I feel like with their little hands punching, it wasn't gonna make much of a difference. True. That's me.
Plus, you know what I always learned, and we went through this a lot, especially as kids. Pop the ears.
Yeah.
That would have worked real well.
Yeah.
That stuff hurts.
Yeah.
I don't care. When my son does that to me accidentally, I'm like,
So the grandfather jumps down. After they beat Rushmore, the grandfather jumps down.
He would have broke both knees with that jump, by the
way. When he jumped down, I thought, because the ninjas were all standing around with their guns out. I thought, okay, now they're just going to light all of them up and it's going to be the end of the movie.
Done.
Like, what's the purpose of having the guns out if you're not going to use them?
Because
to look cool.
You got to let Terry Silver get a shot in there. Just to keep the peace, that's all.
So Snyder does come down and him and the grandfather get ready to fight. Tum Tum gives the grandfather some jelly beans and
for good luck.
Yes, for good luck. And I guess the grandfather keeps them in his hands the whole time without smashing these jelly beans, but he's throwing punches at Snyder.
I never liked jelly beans. They were too hard.
I don't mind. I didn't mind jelly beans at Easter time. I didn't like the black ones.
I like all jelly beans just about, except the black licorice is no good.
Yeah,
I never liked jelly beans. I just now that we're saying that, I just never liked them.
And I don't think Snyder did either because he had a bunch of them shoved down his throat, and he almost choked. Snyder decided he was going to cheat. He threw what was it? A pepper bomb in the grandfather's face. He threw a pepper bomb in the grandfather's face, and he was getting the best. I was feeling bad for the old man because he looked like an old man getting beat up. He did. He looked like an old man getting beat up. Man, I felt bad for him.
When I saw the blood start to trickle, I was like, "Damn, man, why you gotta do this to him like that? Like,
leave Grandpa alone.
just take his kid out from under him. He'll be all right."
Yeah. It didn't look like they used a stunt double. That looked like that was that old man.
Like he was actually
Somebody give this man an insure or something.
Yeah.
Get him out of the ring.
Hey, just like all the movies we did, they probably told him, "Well, we ran out of the budget, so you have to do
this one." you gotta take this one for the team, Victor.
This was close-up action. We need your face in this one.
Yeah, so he knocked him around. And that's when the grandfather put the jelly beans in his mouth, and then he took over, and he beat up Snyder. And he, for whatever reason, when he beat up Snyder, the ninjas have the boys. When Snyder loses, they let the boys go run to the grandfather. And still, once again, like you can just shoot all these guys up, and it'll be over with. And Snyder is thinking like us because he decided to grab one of the guns from the ninja who was standing there, and he's going to shoot them up. But for some reason, the dad is there, and he's up in the rafters, and he shoots Snyder. And then they tell all of these ninjas to freeze, stop what you're doing. You're all under arrest. no firefighter at all. Like they don't turn up and start shooting up at them. The police and the FBI don't shoot down. They just pretty much just gave up and said, "Nah,
Listen,
I guess you're right."
These ninjas have ninja families to go back to. They got health insurance to worry about.
They're
They can't be
ninjas.
shooting people up.
That's right. They're ninjas. All they have to do is just throw a smoke bomb down and disappear. And you're free.
They're not very good ninjas.
These are some of the worst ninjas.
They haven't learned the smoke bomb disappear thing yet, okay? They were waiting for Grandpa to teach it. He never taught it.
That dad was an ass, man. He used his kids as bait. Like let them put their life on the line just to catch the guy. That was
he told Grandpa he had an hour. His hour was up.
Yeah, he had 1 hour. He was tracking them the whole time.
So and that was pretty much the end of the movie. The dad was okay with them seeing the grandfather. He even called them by their nicknames. And they had a nice ending to their movie, and they're all going to decide to go get some pizza.
Yep.
The end.
Yay.
As far as grades go, I don't hate the movie. It'll be good for kids. I was actually going to have my son watch it today, but we ended up going out to this carnival, so I didn't get a chance to watch it a second time with him. But I will watch it with him, maybe next weekend or so. I don't know, maybe in 2 weeks or so. He's about to go out of town. I would give this movie a C-.
Oh, you're grading too hard, man. Give it a B+.
What?
This is our childhood. Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
listen.
A B+.
This is what. Okay, fine. B-. Listen, I was talking to my family about this and everything, and I said this is a rite of passage for us as martial artists because this is not a good movie. It's not great. It's a little cheesy, but you remember everything from it. Light up the eyes. You remember Rocky loves Emily. You remember all that stuff.
Joe, let me ask you this. So, did you watch this with your family?
My family would tear this movie up.
Okay.
I got a 13-year-old and 11-year-old. My 11-year-old would have just laughed the whole time, and my son probably would have been playing on his phone at 30 minutes in. So,
what about your wife?
My wife would have said it's cheesy.
Okay. So it's not bad.
She remembered it growing up, but yeah, she understands what
cheesy does not necessarily mean bad. So that's why I gave it a C. That's why I gave it a C-.
You know what? My kids might have liked it because they really liked Home Alone.
I think my son will. I think he will like it when he sees it. Yeah.
I think every kid likes Home Alone. They like Home Alone because they know.
I like Home Alone still. Like I saw that over the Christmas holiday.
I saw both Home Alones, New York and the first one.
Over this past Christmas?
Yeah, listen, in my family, we have movies like when a season comes, we all like October, we all watch Hocus Pocus once. We all watch when it comes to.
I have been trying to get my kids to watch Hocus Pocus.
How do you not?
No, listen, man. I got my kids they can be stubborn sometimes when it comes to picking movies. I just got my oldest because the new one's coming out.
Yeah.
So she's thinking about it, but I'm gonna have them watch it because it is a good movie. I like that movie.
That to me, like how we said, like a rite of passage. Like when October comes, like you have to at least watch Hocus Pocus once.
I have not seen that movie since early '90s. I haven't seen it.
Yo, have Champ watch it. It's really good.
Yeah, I don't even remember nothing about the movie.
You celebrate Halloween. Honestly, I don't celebrate Halloween. I just watch the movie just because I like the movie.
What's your Christmas movie though, Angel?
To be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie to you. My Christmas movie.
What's your top Christmas movie?
Is for me, my top one of all time will always be all right, man. I don't even want to. It's gonna sound so ghetto, but
just say it.
Friday After Next, man.
Oh, of course it is. Mine is A Christmas Story, and I had my kids watch it for the first time ever, and they just laughed at it. They just said it's dumb.
So
that's my favorite.
Mine is A Friday After Next. Then it would be Home Alone. Then The Grinch. That's it.
Grinch is good. Which Grinch?
The not the new one. The live action.
The cartoon, or the Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I like watching it. You know, it's funny though. If you would ask people now, they don't like the Jim Carrey. They like the newer one that came out. The Jim Carrey one was scary.
One was garbage.
Nah, but yeah. So Friday After Next is my favorite Christmas movie.
Okay. My movie is A Wonderful Life. That's one of my favorite movies.
You would say that.
I like it. I like that movie. I like it a lot.
That's a classic.
That and what else do I like? Of course, I like all of the classic cartoons, the Rudolph and Santa Claus and all that stuff. I like all of that stuff. Mickey's Christmas Carol. That's kind of hard to find nowadays.
We overwatched that movie. I
have it on VHS.
You know what I did see this past year? I never saw it before. I saw it on YouTube. It was the Muppets Christmas, right?
Yeah, we watched that one.
I never saw that before, but they had all of Jim Henson's characters in this. Like the Sesame Street guy showed up, and I was like, "Oh shit!" The Sesame Street guy hanging out with the Muppets.
Yay!
And the Fraggles showed up. I'm like, "Oh my goodness, it's a Christmas miracle!" Like I got into it.
Gene was like, "Yo, now I can die happy. This is it, man. Like that's all I needed, man. I just needed."
I'm not lying. Like I literally sat up. I was laying on the couch like this. I'm laying on the couch, and there was caroling going on outside, and like one of them opened the door, and the Sesame Street characters start coming to the house where the Muppets were. I was just like, "What the hell? Like this is great."
Anybody afraid of puppets would have been like, ah!
All right, so we're getting to some more Christmas movies around Christmas time. Angel, what's up next, man? I don't care what you do. Go ahead, whatever you want to do. What's
don't
next?
Don't say
man?
that to him.
No, I am.
No, I mean it's. Do you guys want to finish out the series or?
It's up to you, man. I'm gonna let you pick. I didn't know if you wanted to go back to American Ninja 2 or
no, because the main guy who ruined our sponsorship deals, he said he said I need to watch them first.
I did say that. And I haven't watched it.
So let's just finish out Three Ninjas, man. Let's just finish it out.
All right, man.
What's the next one?
Next one is Knuckle Up.
Knuckle Up?
So it's Knuckle Up. Then after that, we do Kick Back, and then High Noon is the last one.
I thought Kick Back was the second one.
No, see, man, but this is man, yo, Amazon's lying to me. Oh,
just look at the date.
That's what I did, and it said Knuckle Up was the next one.
All right, then that's the next one.
That's what I thought.
Hold on one second before we.
No, yeah. So Knuckle Up was in '93. Kick Back was in '94.
All right.
Okay. All right. That's what we do then. So we're watching Knuckle Up.
Yeah,
okay.
We're gonna watch
Knuckle Up.
All right.
Three Knuckle Up. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Knuckle Up was the one that it kind of like veered off into like Native American history and all that. Y'all remember that?
I don't remember that.
So long.
What you did, you made me think about Best of the Best 2 when they did that. When they went to that ranch, they started talking about Native Americans, and I was like,
"That's what this kind of is." Instead of them having like the mask, they did like the face paint of like the Native Americans.
Why are they Native American? Are they
no
the dad Native American or something? Like I don't like what is that?
No,
I don't know. I guess I'll find out. Fuck it. I'll find out.
Can't wait.
Shit. All right. All right. Here we go. What did you say again? Knuckle Up. That's what we're about to watch. Knuckle Up.
You'll notice it. It's the kid. When you see the picture, they have like face paint on them. They don't have a mask on.
Okay.
You'll know it's that one. So yeah, be ready for that one. That one's kind of weird.
It's a great movie.
You said it's kind of weird?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe I was wrong about the order of the boys then. I don't know. Maybe I might have watched them out of order back in the day. I don't know.
So Kick Back is when they switch them.
Okay.
Kick Back is the one where you have like that kid with the Rocky has black hair.
Yeah, so I thought that was the second one. Okay. No. Yeah, all right, cool. I'm gonna watch this Knuckle Up because I don't remember it at all. Okay, that's fine. All right, cool. You guys got any closing remarks?
When this comes out, listen to Inside Scoop. Yes, there we go.
Inside Scoop. When's your fight?
Why you on Inside Scoop?
No. I'm not an Inside Scoop.
Okay.
What you call it? My fight is in 2 weeks.
Okay. Good luck.
2 weeks, yeah, man. Thank you. So it's gonna be a good time. Are you guys going out or no? I honestly don't remember if you guys said you were or not.
Going out where? To Atlanta?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not coming out. I'm not coming out.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I haven't talked to him, but I thought your family was going out, so I didn't know if you guys were going to go.
I don't know if they are or not. I have not traveled before I would. I have no idea.
Okay,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so 2 weeks, and I'll be out there.
All right.
So.
All right, cool. You got any closing remarks, Joe?
You know what? Download, subscribe, tell a friend, listen, enjoy.
Yeah, we gotta get to 250, man. I'm ready for Angel to have his first drink.
Yeah.
All right. So for everybody here at the Martial Art Internet Network, I want you guys to have a safe, and happy and stress-free week.
There you
Make sure that you guys listen to Raw. Make sure you listen to CTE, and like Angel said, listen to Inside Scoop. Stay safe, stay strong, and we will holler at you guys next week. Director, play my music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.